3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Niners' 38-yard line.
An option handoff given to Harris. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. And they run with Harris off the option. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
2nd and 16. Burrow on play action. Rolling to his right. He gets it complete to Harris. Well, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember, with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Flush to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. He'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he'll be taken down right around the 27.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it,
he rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there. So go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble. That's exactly what they ran into. And you throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And really, it's worth talking a little more about the stakes of this game. Currently, these are the top 2 seeds in the NFC. I think they're the 2 best teams. Would you agree?
I think you can definitely make the case that they are, and I like where you're going with that. I do know that we've seen a couple of other teams along the way that would say, hey, don't forget about us. But your premise, I think, could be spot on. These could easily be the top 2 teams in the NFC.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They come
and down he goes. The 49ers get there. They wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are throwing their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach, when I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Steps away to his left.
Open man, completes it to Claypool.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Najee Harris
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are an
extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Tyreek Hill. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. Now Burrow loses the football.
And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. And that one quickly went from a big play for the offense, I thought it may go the distance, to a big play for the defense.
And how about the emotions for the defense on that play? It broke big. It was going to be an absolute disaster for them. And it turns out they end up with the football. I don't know that they're exactly celebrating. Definitely plenty of relief, though.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. They'll set up to throw.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Lions are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know Looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he was able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
Now this throw caught left side. Touchdown! Jamar Chase with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd down at 4.
Play action. It's Burrow. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
He's going to keep this again.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is going to be 49er football. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And his kick here is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So not the greatest of first halves for him, but a little ray of light here at the end. The late turnover becomes 3 points before the break.
Well, they certainly needed something positive to go their way. Maybe 3 points doesn't seem like a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it's something to build on as they head into the half.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company.
Quick slant caught by Chase.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone.
First down. Here's Burrow.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And he loses the football a second time. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now back to throw. Looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That pick hurts a little extra because it was third down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
4th and goal, and down by a touchdown. The offense stays on the field.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Fielded at the 33. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Now they try the right side here. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 132 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted.
Blocked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 25 on 2nd down, Burrow. It's brought in by Harris. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Lions on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Burrow. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. They've got his man, complete.
Oh, we got plenty of
touchdown, Detroit.
Jamar Chase
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
144 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. The Niners on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Watch 18. 18's the mic. 3 balls.
Hands it off out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They run again with Harris. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because...
And oh my goodness, he loses it again.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. An option handoff given to Harris. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Here we go.
To throw, Burrow. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. Here's Burrow. Got a man open, it's Chase. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
And he's able to
pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris.
I know flashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.